When you're standing in the kitchen at 6 a.m. wondering if the espresso machine you're about to buy will actually make the life-changing cup you've imagined, that hesitation is completely normal. The market is full of glossy ads promising cafe-quality drinks with the push of a button, yet the real question is whether the machine will fit into your routine, stay reliable, and actually give you good coffee without turning the countertop into a lab. That's the angle I'm taking today. I want to help you decide if the XRHDTQVVIG automatic espresso coffee machine really delivers value where it counts, or if it's just another piece of kitchen clutter. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, let's talk about the kind of person who might be eyeing this unit. If you're a single-person household or a small family that enjoys a latte now and then, and you don't want to invest in a full-size barista-grade machine, this all-in-one does try to strike a balance. It's compact enough to sit on a modest countertop, and the temperature-visible window lets you see when the boiler is heating, which can be reassuring for those who hate guessing whether the machine is ready. The built-in milk frother, marketed as Milk Froth World, promises cappuccino-style foam without needing a separate pitcher, so you can go from espresso to latte in under a minute. On the other side of the coin, if you run a household that drinks 3 or 4 cups a day, or you entertain guests who expect a barista-level pour-over, you might find the single-serve design limiting. The machine doesn't have a dual boiler or a large water reservoir, so you'll be refilling it fairly often. For heavy users, the convenience factor can quickly turn into a chore. Now, let's walk through the daily workflow, because that's where the rubber meets the road. Setting up the XRHDTQVVIG is straightforward. You plug it in, fill the water tank, add coffee beans or ground coffee to the designated compartment, and press the power button. The machine's easy-to-use claim isn't just marketing fluff. The control panel is minimal, with a few clearly labeled buttons for espresso, latte, and cappuccino. There's also a Be Your Own Expert button that lets you tweak shot volume, which can be handy if you like a slightly longer pull for a milk-based drink. Once the machine signals that the temperature is reached, the visible indicator turns a warm amber. You place a cup under the spout, press the espresso button, and wait. The extraction takes roughly 25 to 30 seconds, which feels comparable to other entry-level machines I've tested. The real test is the milk froth. The built-in frother uses a simple steam wand that you dip a small stainless steel pitcher into. It creates a decent microfoam for a latte, but it's not as creamy as a professional steam wand. If you're after latte art, you'll probably need a separate frother or a higher-end machine. A practical strength that often gets overlooked is the overheat protection function. After about 10 minutes of continuous use, the machine will automatically shut off to prevent the boiler from getting too hot. In a household where the coffee maker might be left on while you're running late, that safety net can prevent burnt coffee and extend the lifespan of the internal components. It also means you won't have to worry about the dreaded machine won't turn on after I left it on all night scenario that cheap models sometimes suffer from. On the flip side, the compact design also introduces a hidden trade-off: limited bean hopper capacity. You'll need to refill beans or grounds after roughly 5 to 6 drinks, which can be a nuisance if you're in the middle of a work-from-home day. The water tank, while clearly visible when low, holds only about 1.2 liters. That's fine for occasional use, but it forces you into more frequent refills if you're the type who drinks multiple cups back-to-back. Another practical weakness is the lack of a built-in grinder adjustment. The machine grinds beans automatically, but you can't fine-tune the grind size. For coffee purists, the grind can make a noticeable difference in flavor extraction. If you're okay with a good enough espresso that's consistent enough for a daily caffeine boost, you'll probably be satisfied. If you chase nuanced flavor profiles, you might feel constrained. Let's talk value for money. The XRHDTQVVIG sits in the lower mid-price bracket for automatic espresso makers. You're not paying for a stainless steel dual boiler or a commercial-grade steam wand, but you are getting an integrated system that eliminates the need for separate grinders and frothers. For someone who wants a single appliance that covers espresso, latte, and cappuccino without having to buy 3 different devices, the cost makes sense. The real value comes from the convenience of one-click drinks and the peace of mind from the overheat protection. However, that same price point also means you're buying a machine that likely won't last a decade without a few hiccups. The components are plastic-based, and while they feel sturdy enough for everyday use,